I thought we lived in the United States of America. I thought we celebrated freedom of speech. Is this still America? Because I'm beginning to wonder.
Okay, so what's the hubbub about now? So his judge in this case was Merchant, and he started talking smack about him. Of course, that's what Trump always does, but he never leaves well enough alone. So what he did was then he started talking smack about his staff. Of course, that's what Trump always does. Then he got the Juan Merchant's daughter randomly. He's now publicly attacking their family members. So the judge does what any judge would do, the bare minimum of what any judge would do, which is to put a gag order on him. You cannot personally attack and get your millions of fans to try to harm people that are associated with this court. That is mob behavior 101. If any mafia figure had done that, they'd already be in jail. Any regular person had done that and threatened a judge's daughter, they'd be so buried inside a jail cell right now, you wouldn't see them for years. So, I mean, look, you don't get put away for that for years, but they would take it super seriously. And the gag order is the minimum they would do. But Trump's a monstrous clown. So he's like, this is so unfair. I can't even threaten him or his daughter anymore. I mean, my fans sometimes are riled up and send pipe bombs and white powder and come to your house and try to kill you. And then they want to hang my vice president, and I loved it. What, I can't threaten you? Yeah, you mob boss thug. You can't go around threatening everybody. That's minimum of the law in America, law and order. He then appeals Merchant's gag order ruling, and he's like, how dare you? I get to threaten anyone I like. Okay, I'm going to appeal this. So he appeals it the other day to Elizabeth Gonzalez, and she's like, no. You cannot have the judge removed for the most normal gag order in American jurisprudence history. Are you kidding me? You're actually threatening family members? And you think we're not going to do a gag order on you on that specific issue? They're not gagging for all of politics. He can talk about the tax cuts for the rich that he's going to give all of his buddies all he wants. And in fact, that's exactly what he did at Mar-a-Lago. And that was obvious, but he won't stop. So he appealed it again. I want a new judge. I want a new judge. What do you think he's going to do with the new judge? He's going to go, ooga, booga, ooga, booga. Oh, I hate you. You're deep state. You're a fraud. You're a fake. Hey, concentrate on the evidence in your case. The reason he doesn't do that, because he's definitely guilty. All of the evidence is against him. So he's like, out there. Mag, I don't get you guys, man. You guys say that you're tough guys. Every once in a while, people ask me because I'm fair, and they'll be like, they'll see me saying that the right wing was right about something, or conservatives or independents were right about something. And they're like, so is he turning right wing? Is he turning MAGA? I'm never going to be MAGA, especially when your leader is a giant crybaby. Every day, all day, 24 hours a day. So now he appeals to Cynthia Kern. So this is another justice now in the New York state system of judges, right? So he's appealed it all the way to the justices in New York. And Cynthia Kern goes, no, you don't get to get a new judge because you're threatening the family members of this judge. And we know what you're going to do. If we give you a new judge, you're just going to threaten the new judge and their staff and their family members because that's your only go-to move because you're a big fat crybaby with zero evidence ever. MAGA, if you don't believe me, watch what's going to happen, okay? He's going to go do these trials. And you know the election trials, the one where he said he had all the evidence in the world. He had the Krakens, the mules, the dumps, everything else to prove that he won the 2020 election. Okay, great, wonderful. You have a perfect opportunity in Fulton County to prove that. And in the Jack Smith case, where these are about the core crimes that they claim he committed by trying to steal this election. And he thinks, no, Biden tried to steal the election. Great, you're going to get to prove it in court. Trump is going to get to prove it in court. You've got your day in court coming up. Do you think he's got any evidence? I'll tell you ahead of time because I already know. He has zero evidence, and you will see it. He won't present any. And then the other guys will come in, the Alex Jones and all that stuff, and go, oh, no, he was going to have the evidence, but they wouldn't let him. Oh, no, there goes the evidence. Oh, it wasn't a Kraken, it wasn't a mule. And back to crying. Where's the goddamn evidence? There isn't any. That's why he loses every single time. The only times where he's got a good case, I come out and tell you. And I say, hey, look, I don't think that bond should stay. I don't think that the money should go out. All the money should go out before appeals. And I was right about that because we're fair and objective on TYT and on the Young Turks. And so the reality is he made up all of those claims about the election. He's been lying all along, and you're going to get to see it in the trials. Again, this one's not about the election in New York. It's about the hush money conspiracy to get Stormy Daniels, or in my weird brain earlier, Daniel Storm, the money. I was like, it can't be Daniel Storm. Anyways, so you're going to get to find out how guilty he is, but you probably won't believe it because you don't believe anything. Evidence and facts are apparently for other people. But anyway, for the rest of us that live in the reality-based world, you will soon see it. Last thing is, guys, jury selections next week. Starts April 15th. So here we go. The trials are actually happening. So all the Democratic leadership thinks, oh my God, this is our moment. They're going to finally find out what Donald Trump's about. Dude, everybody already knows. Okay, but maybe I'm wrong about that. And I could be, because it's one thing to get the trial started, but if he's actually convicted in the middle of a presidential election, well, we've never had that before. So it's impossible to predict. And guys, it's not like he's going to lose all of MAGA overnight. The Hillary Clintons of the world that dream about that are nutso. That's not going to happen. Okay. But will he lose enough people on the edges that makes a significant difference in the election? If all he did was lose 5%, that probably does it, right? And so are 5% of the voters going to be swayed by his trials? Well, we're going to begin to find out next week. But for now, every judge that he's seen in New York has said, yeah, basically they're the legal version of suck on this. Yeah, you're gagged on these specific issues where you're launching attacks and threats on people, not about all of politics. And that is not just normal, that's above and beyond what other defendants normally get. And MAGA, go ahead and defend him and say he should be above the law and he's among the elites and the elites should be protected. The world's most ironic populace. If you say, hey, others should also be charged, come talk to me. Because if you got good evidence, I'm happy to charge all the politicians in the world. I think a lot of them are crooks.